Hello guys and welcome back. Today I am going to do my makeup and I'm going to focus on longevity. I need my makeup to last all day long. I have so many errands and I have found myself, mostly now in the summer, reaching for a few products that will help me achieve that. And I thought it would be fun to share them with you, a little tips and tricks, because I would still want my makeup to look very natural, yet I want it to last. So I hope you guys will enjoy this video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tania. I'd love for you to subscribe down below. Follow me on Instagram because sometimes I share more behind the scenes and I try to give you updates on products that I've used or just kind of let you know if there's any sales and things like that. So that's it for now. Let's get started. Before I move on to foundation, there's definitely need to prep my skin, mostly if I have a long day ahead. Now, I have had dry skin pretty much my entire life, normal to dry, and lately in the summertime, I get combination, so I'm kind of oily in the T-zone. So I do like to start with this Ilia Milk Face Base. Honestly, any toner that's milky. I think it gives so much hydration. There's a luminosity to it, but it doesn't feel greasy or too slippery. So that way my foundation will last throughout the day. So I definitely like to put some hydration first. Now on top of this, because I have issues with my pores and I want my foundation to last all day, I am going to put a pore or mattifying primer. The one that I love the most, and you guys know, this is the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Primer. It is a pricey little thing, but I only take about this much and I focus it my T-zone here. This blurs the pores. It makes your foundation last all day. And I love that it's not that super sticky primer. I know a lot of people love the milk gripping primer. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with that. Sometimes I love it. Sometimes I feel like my foundation peels. It doesn't matter the amount that I use. So I prefer to not go for gripping primers necessarily. I actually really like the e.l.f. one. That is a good one, the one in the pink bottle. I do like something like this more that is a little mattifying and also helps with the pores. Now for the foundation, I went through a couple options, but the one I find myself reaching for over and over again is extremely expensive, but it is so long lasting, and that is the Tom Ford Architect Soft Matte Foundation. It is beautiful. It's definitely a very luxurious product. Are there other foundations that are long lasting? Absolutely, but I'm just showing you the things that I've been loving lately. I'm taking this Makeup by Mario dual-ended brush. This is F4. And so I am working the product into the brush and I'm slowly building it up. I don't want too much. I have learned just the older we get that the less product is better, and it's just gonna last better and look better on the skin. And I like to work the product into the brush. That way it's pretty much halfway blended because it's all over the brush evenly. So it's not just all in one spot. I also like brushes that are a little bit airy, still dense, but softer. Like you can see here, there's some movement. It's not quite as packed as some other foundation brushes. And that's just how I like to apply my foundation. The reason I really like this foundation is because it gives good coverage. It is a soft matte finish on me because I'm getting a little oily in the summer. It can even look radiant at the end of the day, but having that primer underneath really helps with keeping it matte and smooth. Also, the amount of foundation that I'm using is pretty much half a pump. I did not do a full pump of this. I only did half, and that should cover pretty much my whole face. Here is the foundation blended in. Again, I've only used half a pump, and I think it had covered everything that I need. I don't focus so much on the sides or my forehead. I focus a little bit here wherever I have more discoloration or I want to blend things in, and then I kind of move it out. Like there's certain areas where I barely touched the foundation because I don't have issues there. I don't want to cover everything. And even the forehead, just kind of put the leftover up there. For concealer, I am taking my Charlotte Tilbury corrector. This has seen better days. I have not hit pan and I don't know how. I use this pretty much every day. And I'm taking a little bit and just adding it wherever I need it. Like wherever there's darkness or like hollow under your eyes. That's all I use. I use very little. That's probably why I haven't gone through it, because I don't use a ton. Like that's pretty much all I use. I may use a little bit on my eyelids because they're quite red. For concealer, Hourglass. It is so long lasting. It covers everything that I need and I use very little. Again, I'm not going for full glam. I'm just trying to make my makeup last and still look natural. So I add very little. You can start with less product and then slowly build it up where you need it. And layering thin layers, it'll make your foundation and makeup just in general last longer. For brush, I'm taking this BK Beauty N14, one of my favorite brushes, and slowly blending this out. I get a lot of redness here on my chin. That's why I put this here. Not necessarily to brighten, just to kind of cancel that. And the same around my nose. I get quite a lot of redness right there. I try to stay away from these lines. I have some smile lines there. I don't want to put too much product there. I want it very light because I don't want it to get into my fine lines. And then I'm taking this again on the lid just to cancel a little bit that redness. And look how smooth that looks. And this concealer will last so long, all day long. But the key is to just use less. I really didn't like the concealer when I first bought it. I thought it was just heavy, but I was just using too much. And yeah, I'm leaving the under eyes for last. Let that concealer marinate there a little bit. And just blending everything else. I will go under the eyes and slowly build it out. You guys saw just how little product I put there, and that's all I need. I do not want more product. I do not need more product. And I try to mainly focus the product wherever I need the coverage. I don't want to just put it everywhere. I just want to be softly blending this on the areas that it's most needed. So usually it's right here. And then whatever's left, I pull it down just to blend it in or go under the eye. Sometimes I don't even feel the need to go all the way to the lash line because I kind of want some shadows there. And either way, I'm putting mascara and I'm also putting shadow there most likely. I don't need to cover all that. That's it. That's all the concealer that I need, and I think it looks nice and smooth and kind of perfected without having barely any concealer on. Next step is powder. And have we all heard the devastating news that our beautiful Givenchy powder has been reformulated and now it is glowy? I don't think I'm going to purchase it. I absolutely despise a powder that is glowy for setting under my eyes. I cannot do it. I probably would like it all over the face, but I need a good under eye setting powder that is very blurring. I have large pores, and that is so devastating. And I've seen a lot of TikToks, a lot of videos, people comparing one side and the other, and it looks atrocious. Okay, so I am not going to use the Givenchy powder. I'm going to put it right there. It makes me want to purchase the La Prairie powder because now I know I can't repurchase my favorite powder. I like the Huda one, but the La Prairie was incredibly smooth and blurring. And I think the second I find a sale on that powder, I think I'm going to get it. Also, it is so much product. Now, the powder I'm going to use today is this Chanel loose powder. It is beautiful. It is more of a mattifying and blurring powder, but it's not too much, but it's enough that it will make my under eyes set all day long. So I've been wearing a lot of softer powders throughout the years, but now that I have more combo skin, I need a little bit more mattifying and blurring powder for just my T-zone. I don't need it for everywhere. I don't even touch powder everywhere, but for my under eyes, I need something that will last. So I'm going to take a little bit of this one. First of all, you get a ton of powder in here, and it is beautiful. The shade I have is 30, and I kind of wish I got a lighter shade, maybe the 20. It's quite a lot in here, but I'm going to work it on my hand. I don't know. I would probably have to try the shade 20, but I feel like this one definitely is not brightening, which it's fine. I don't need something super brightening. I'm going to check my concealer, make sure it's not creased, and it is pretty much perfect still. There's one line under the eyes that it got under there, but that's very normal. And then I'm going to take my puff and set. Now you can take just a small brush and slowly build it up. I have been loving a puff, mostly on these days where I need my makeup to stay all day. There's different techniques. You can slowly build this up and use a very small brush and tap that. Whenever I have dry skin, that's how I use a powder. But I have found lately that I like the very kind of smooth under eye and blurred, and I just feel like it's faster. But I take most of the powder off first. Like I mentioned, I really work it into the puff, and then I go and set all this. Now with the leftover that's here, I'm just gonna go right here in the T-zone, a little bit around my nose, and then I may take just a little bit, again, work it into my hand and go on my forehead because my forehead gets so oily lately. So if you're looking for a great powder that is nice and mattifying and blurring, this is a good one. I'm just gonna set my brows real quick. This is the Benefit 24-hour setter. I like it. I don't need a ton in my brows, but this is something that will keep them combed all day long. I did want to mention that if you have extremely dry skin, this may be a little bit too mattifying and drying for you. Obviously, the Givenchy would have been a great option, but Kosas powder is incredible. Mob Beauty has a beautiful soft powder. Those are great options if you have drier skin. And I also like the Chanel powder that is pressed. I have it. Okay, this one right here, this is the Healthy Glow Sheer Powder. This I have in B20. It's a great powder for drier skin. And this YSL one is so soft and beautiful. It is white, but it comes pretty much transparent on the skin. It's the most invisible powder. So those are probably better options. But for somebody like me that is struggling with some oils in the T-zone, the Chanel one is incredible and lasts all day. For my contour, I am going to use the Westman Atelier in the shade Biscuit. This is just to contour a little bit. It's so long lasting. It's not too emollient and creamy, and it doesn't move too much. It's incredible. Still to this day, it's my favorite contour product that I have. The color is perfect for me as a contour. You see, it just kind of gives me some shape. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. I don't use a lot of this just because I am going to go with a bronzer on top, but wherever I want to kind of shape my face a little bit more, I contour my nose, I'll use this. Now for bronzer, most of my powder bronzers are quite long lasting. If I use cream, like for example, the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer, that's not gonna last as long. The Makeup by Mario Serum, even less, which I love. Those are my go-to no makeup looks, but right now I want my makeup to last all day. So I usually will go for a powder bronzer. My favorite ones are still the Armani bronzers. I think they are incredible. I love that they have this beautiful glow in them without making me look oily, and they're very long lasting. So it's kind of like cheating. Like you do get that beautiful finish that a cream would give you, but you get the longevity of a powder. So I'm gonna take the shade 100 and I'm gonna take some off just so I won't have too much in one spot. And then we're slowly going to bronze. So beautiful. There's something so beautiful about the finish of that. Look at that. Perfect. The shade 110 is absolutely gorgeous as well. Usually if I'm more tan, I'll go for the 110. It has more of a red undertone. And just slowly building the bronzer. I've done the mistake with this one to go too heavy. So I always make sure I tap it on my hand just because it does have a lot of pigment. So you want to kind of be careful. And that's it. That is my beautiful Armani bronzer. Absolutely stunning. I'm going to move on to the lips and then I'm going to match the blush with the lip. Now for lips, I have been into lip stains. I love them. I've been using them for about 6-7 months, pretty much daily. Even when I wear no makeup, I will still put a lip stain because I feel like it helps define the face and you have color throughout the day, and I'm scared of lip blushing. So lip stain it is for me, and I have partnered with Wonderskin to share with you guys my favorite combo and the products that I've been using pretty much daily. Before I show you guys the lip stain, which is very popular, I feel like you guys have seen this. It's incredible. I absolutely love it. I don't hear a lot of people talking about their lip liners, and I have discovered these, I want to say 3-4 months ago, and wow, the most long-lasting lip liners I have ever tried. And I have 4 colors here. I'm going to swatch them real quick for you. They are incredible. This is the shade Blush, which is a very natural pink. My all-time favorite lip liner is Saddle. This is a little bit more of a kind of brownie nude, but it's my perfect shade. I pair this one by itself with a gloss, or I will pair it with the lip stain. I'll show you in a little bit. And then the Rosewood, which is a little bit more pink right there. And then lastly, I have the shade Ruby, which is more of that red color. Here is a close-up of the lip liners. These 2 are my most used ones, but Saddle without a doubt is my go-to. This is the Wonderskin 360 Contour Lip Liner in the shade Saddle. And I am gonna show you just how beautiful it is. It looks like my perfect shade. I love this one. I have shared it with you guys multiple times. And I applied all over the lid, blend it in, and then we'll put a gloss on top. The formula is creamy, but it's not slippery. It's creamy enough where it's easy to maneuver, but then it dries down completely and it will not budge. Isn't this the most perfect everyday color? It's not too brown, it's not too pink. I love it. And look at this. There's absolutely nothing coming off. It is completely set down, and I'll go on top of that with a gloss. Wonderskin also has these glosses that are incredibly long lasting. Overall, Wonderskin is all about longevity. So their lip stains, obviously they will last all day, the lip liners, but many times the glosses just disappear within, an hour, but these are a little thicker, and so they are more long lasting, but they're not sticky. I have here 2 colors, just a clear one and a holographic one. I'm gonna show you this one real quick. It's just a little bit more fun. You see that? Sometimes I just put that one in the center and it's kind of fun. But I'll put the clear one on real quick for you guys. And this is just like an everyday color that will last so long. Here is the clear gloss with the saddle lip liner. I think it's such a perfect everyday color, and I like that it's long lasting. Again, the formula is just a little bit thicker than like a lip oil, which you want for it to be long lasting, but the issue you get a lot is that it's sticky, and there's absolutely no stickiness with this. Like, my lips do not feel sticky at all, but you feel like they're glossy. I hope I'm making sense, but very long lasting. I adore it. I'm going to put the holographic color on just a little bit so you can see that it's fun. I feel like my kids would love this color. Let's blend that out. I feel like this could be wearable. For a little bit more fun, you can obviously put more, but yeah, that's the lip liner and the gloss. The lip liner for me is one of my biggest discoveries because I love lip liners and I need them to stay on all day, and that is a great one. So let me take this off and show you the lip stain mask. I wiped off the lip liner and we're gonna move on to the lip mask stain. The official name is Wonder Blading Lip Stain Mask. I call them the Wonderskin lip stain. My favorite color without a doubt is Lovely. I've already gone through a whole bottle of this one, and this one is, I would say, half gone. It is the one that I use pretty much every day. Another shade that I like is XOXO. This is beautiful. It's a little bit more pink, and I also want to try the shade, I think it's called Whimsical. It seems to be similar to Lovely, but the idea is that you put this on your lips. It will go on blue. You leave it on for 60 seconds and then you use a wet cloth to remove that blue, and the stain will be underneath. It's very important to make sure your lips aren't super dry or you don't have any like actual dry skin on the lips, because it will catch to that. So I just made sure my lips were kind of smooth, and make sure you also don't have oils on your lips. So pretty much start with a clean lip and then you put this on, and you can see it is very blue. I'm gonna need a close-up mirror and just apply it normally. I use the tip to make sure I kind of have a nice line, and then get a little bit more product and go to the top. I am careful around the lip line because it is a stain. I want to be a little bit more precise, so I use the tip of the brush and slowly build it up, and then make sure that all the spots are covered. You don't want the lip to show through. That way the pigment will be applied nice and even. After it's applied, I let this sit for about 60 seconds. Make sure everything is dry, like you'll feel that it's dry on your lips, and then we'll get a paper towel and wipe it off. It has been about 60 seconds, so I have here a wet towel and I'm gonna remove this. I'm trying to be careful to not remove my my foundation as well. I struggle with lip stains because everything looks either super red on me or very pink. And I'm so glad I finally found a color that I actually love. Here is the color Lovely, and I think it's beautiful. It's that perfect everyday color, and it will last throughout the day. It will not come off. Nothing is coming off, which is exactly what I need. I just need some color to my lips. Now, if I want to perfect the look, I will take the lip liner in the color Saddle and just go over the edge to make sure everything is smooth. I think if you have very defined lips, you probably don't need this step. I personally like doing it because it defines the lips a little bit more and it's a little bit more precise. I think that helps a little bit. And I think the color Saddle with the shade Lovely is beautiful. You can blend it in a little bit. And then once it's set, it's set. And we can also add a gloss. Let's try the transparent gloss. There you go. In the center. Let me blend it in like that. Here is the finished lip look, and I think it's beautiful. I love the color. I love that I can put a gloss with it, and I know at the end of the day, the tint will still be there. And throughout the day, you'll see that the intensity will fade some. For example, I would say for me, a good 5 hours, the pigment will be intense and then it will fade a little bit, but the pigment will still be there at the end of the day. It just won't be quite as intense as when you first apply it. And so a product like this is so helpful for somebody like me who does not have a lot of pigment to my lips, and it just makes me feel more put together. It's one of those that I put in the morning without even thinking about it, and I know throughout the day, even if I don't wear any makeup, it'll make me feel a little bit more put together. So thank you so much, Wonderskin, for partnering with me. I absolutely adore these products and stand by them and have been using them for months and months. Moving on to the blush, and I obviously wanted to wait till I did the lips so we can kind of match this lip look. Now, I love cream blushes so much. The only issue with them is that they may not be as long lasting, but there's a new cream or liquid actually blush that I discovered, and it is beautiful. It is from YSL. I have here 4 different shades. Okay, I found them. These are brand new from YSL. I was thinking to do a whole video just swatching them and talking about them. Let me know if you want to see that. I ordered multiple shades just for that video, and I think I just kind of got sidetracked. So these are the new YSL liquid blushes. The reason I'm talking about these here is because they are so long lasting. They will last on me pretty much all day. Blush is hard because it tends to be one of the first things to fade. And having a cream blush or liquid blush that is long lasting is great. I'm gonna swatch all of these on my hand, but I'm only gonna put one on my cheeks. Here are the swatches, and starting off with a pink one that is in the shade 66. Then we have the peach one in the shade 57, 37, and 44 is the last one. I am thinking to use one of these colors. I did use this one in my blush roundup, so I may just use this one, which is their nudist one in the shade 37. Now, these are very pigmented, so you don't need a ton of product, and they are supposed to be more of a matte finish, like a soft matte. The thing for me is that they are so long lasting and they do set down. So I've been really liking them. I don't think I scored them in the top 3 in my ranking all new cream / liquid blushes, but that doesn't mean they're not good. I just prefer maybe a glossier finish. But wow, look how beautiful that is. It is so easy to blend in. They're kind of thin but pigmented at the same time. And my favorite thing about them is how long lasting they are. I think that helps so much in the summertime and with my look today. I obviously love blushes and I love cream and glossy blushes, but many times those don't last as long as more of a soft matte finish or a cream, or a powder blush. But this one from YSL lasts, I would say, better than most of my powder blushes, just because it sets down and it does not budge. It's beautiful. And again, it's not super glossy finish or anything like that. It's just a beautiful liquid blush. Okay, I like that color. That is a beautiful color. I haven't worn this color yet, but I like it. I think it's really pretty. Now, if I want some glow, I can definitely go with a highlighter. Do I want to glow? I think a little bit. I have been loving the Dolce & Gabbana highlighter. It's so soft and beautiful. Now I do take some of the product off, and then I'll just go a little bit right here. And it just gives a little bit of a glow. I do make sure that I blend in the highlighter, but that is so beautiful. It looks like a cream highlighter, but it's powder. Okay, last thing is eyes, and actually I'm gonna set my face first. I will go with the Dalba First Serum Spray just to give a little bit hydration because I did put that powder on. And I love this one so much. And once that dries down, I have discovered the TirTir makeup setting spray, I think, makeup fixer. And I'm gonna apply this one. I really think that this makes my makeup last all day long. So, and the mister is actually really nice. It's more intense, but it disperses the product really well. Amazon. For the eyes, I feel very comfortable just putting a little bit of mascara and moving on, but I do want to show you, I would say that this is my most long-lasting eyeshadow, and they are the Merit single eyeshadows. I have here the shade Vachetta and Brun. I think these are my two favorite, and Mid-Century. I think that one is really beautiful. But I'm going to start with Vachetta. I'm just taking a synthetic brush, and I'm just gonna put this pretty much all over the lid. I want the shade, it's not Studio, or is it Studio? That's a little bit more cool tone. I need to pick that one up because I love these so much, and sometimes I don't just want a brown. It's perfect. They are that one and done kind of shadow that lasts all day long. Very easy to work with. Sometimes I'll even use these as base for another shadow that I want on top. I think these are underrated. I don't see a lot of people talking about them, and honestly, I haven't talked about them as much as I should. I think sometimes we get stuck in the makeup that we use outside of like the videos that recording, and those are the ones that are in our purse or in our bathroom that you just use real quick, and we forget to mention them, but they're probably the most used ones in our entire collection. I need to make a video. My most used makeup that I don't share with you. Let's take the shade Brun, and I actually have the Merit brush here that is great. It's just more small and it gets lost a little bit, but it is a perfect brush for these shadows. And I'm just going to line my upper eye and blend it in. After that, oh, that's not clean. I had to switch the brush because that side was not clean from Merit. I need to clean my brushes. Let me go a little bit under here as well. And switch. It just helps define the eye a little bit. Nothing crazy. Again, I'm just gonna be out and about, school, things like that, that I don't necessarily need any eyeshadow, really. I kind of apply it sloppy, and then I go and blend it out. That is everything I'm going to do on the eyes. Let me put my mascara on, and I'll show you the finished look. Here is the finished look. The mascara I used is the Chantecaille mascara. Very expensive, but it's one that does not smudge on me. It makes my lashes grow. Like, I really see a difference since wearing this mascara. I got mine at the Nordstrom anniversary sale, so that's going to be a yearly purchase because you get two for $50. Still extremely expensive, but I love it. I love it so much. And everything else looks great. I know that by the end of the day, this makeup will look pretty much identical. Maybe the gloss will fade some, but I know the tint will still be there. I know the eyeshadow will be there. The skin, this powder from Chanel, do not sleep on it. If you're looking for very blurry, more mattifying powder that's not drying, this is beautiful, and it will last all day long. It's probably the most long-lasting powder that I have in my entire collection, and you get a ton of product in here, so I love that one so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and these little tips and tricks that I shared with you. If you have any share them down below. If you have some products that are just ride or die for you for longevity, let us know down below. We're all learning from each other. Everything that I've used will be linked down below. That way you can kind of go and check them out. If you're curious about any shades or things like that, I'll make sure to I have everything in the description box below. Again, thank you Wonderskin for partnering with me. It's been such an honor since I love your products so much. And that's it for now. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.